I'm Margaret in Windsor, and I was listening last night to a rerun of Art Bell, who was the original host and creator of Coast to Coast. George Norrie has it now, but this was a segment of Art Bell that was from back in time. I believe they said 1994. I just happened to wake up and I leave my radio on WFIR, local station here in Roanoke, and I'm a fan of Art Bell and Coast to Coast. And I woke up last night was Saturday night, the first of November 2014, and I heard him. It was a program on Nostradamus and the prophecies, and the guest was John Hogue, Hoag, and you can Google him. I had not heard of him, but he's supposed to be one of the leading experts on the prophecies of Nostradamus. In the statements he made, he was giving, interpreting his interpretation of Nostradamus' prophecies. Excuse me. He mentioned that the great king was King Edward VIII. He mentioned, referenced him, King Edward VIII, that was forced out by, and he went on, and I can't remember, because I was awake, I was in the sound sleep, and I came up and that was on. My father, I've told this, and I don't mean to sound jumping around, it's Sunday morning, but anyway, his thing was that he said the great king that was forced out, who married King Edward VIII, who married Wallace Simpson. Well, Wallace Simpson was American spy, and that's how American history, that's what they tell you. It's nothing but lies. And I don't mean him, I don't think he had ever heard of me then, and maybe hasn't since. But the statements he made about my father being forced out, the great king, and that's exactly what I've been telling. I've been on YouTube since over a year ago, and Facebook and the media has known all this before me. My father was married to Claudia Ruth. This is my father, King Edward VIII. This is a double that married Wallace Simpson. And this is my Aunt Claudia. Claudia Ruth O'Keefe is my mom. This is artist Georgia O'Keefe, my aunt. This is a thug that took down my father, helped take down my father, his own brother, who became the illegal George VI. This is the Roosevelt clan. This is who is referred to as the Queen Mom. She's Elizabeth Bowes, and the Rothschilds, the ones that have kidnapped me, the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the New World Order, the global government that's in power now, are kin to her, and I assume that's part of their end to take down and orchestrate and take down my father. And this is Roosevelt, the president, FDR, and this is when they got together in 39 planning my kidnapping in 41. Now this is, I don't know if you can see it, but it was just published again here. And this is Roosevelt, and he's visiting, you can't really see, but he's there. He's visiting Roanoke back in, when was it? October the 19th of 34. So that's before I was born, and just prior to my dad's illegal takedown, forced takedown. The Kennedys, by the way, I will say this. Joe Kennedy was made ambassador, appointed by FDR, and that's JFK's father. Now, they were this is the Irish, this is Boston, this is what people are so gloating about, but they don't tell. My father's takedown was nothing but lies, a 99-year seal put on a great man, and my mom, and me being brought to this country and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I married a Childers. I don't know if you can see it or not, but ironically enough, this is a Brett here with the takedown of his plane. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try if I can sit down here for a minute. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, given the name of twin. Now, this is Elizabeth, illegal. Her mom and dad is the illegal George VI, my uncle, my father's brother, who kidnapped and helped take him down. And her mother, Elizabeth's mother, is Elizabeth Bowes, referred to as the Queen Mom when she's not. My mother is. I'm Victoria II, legal heir to the British Crown, and yes, it is legal. But she's sitting there, and she should be prosecuted. That whole bunch of Windsors that surround her, okay? And the New World Order, the Illuminati, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, Clintons, are a part of the New World Order, and so is Charles. And you can bet the rest of the thugs are. Look at them. They're using my money while I've lived in hell here, and my father took down and my mother, and their hell was the same as mine. Now, this is just the twins, Carl. They were killed. I was put here, my identity stolen in Moulton, Alabama. The mother, Lina Dempsey, killed both twins. So they were dead when I was dropped off in that pigsty hell there. Even the birth dates were crossed through, which is illegal, and the date they gave me was put on it. And now here's Peggy, the name I have to use, excuse me, if I'm not organized, because she's got all the press. She doesn't have to answer to anybody. That's my money and Britain's hell that she's using. Now, this is Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. Can you imagine this? They mark through it the date of birth, which is illegal. That's Lina Mae Dempsey. And that's the name I still have to go by. So this has really been a joke to them. And I'm seeming disorganized. Maybe you can see what I'm going through one day if I'm lucky. Now, all I want to say here is it really, I've never met this John Hogue that was on Coast to Coast with Art Bell. It was a rerun from way back. So that's 94 is about when I was living on the Appalachian Trail, Roanoke, Virginia, just to have a place to live and freezing and starving. So I've never met him. I did have a group from Canada and Virginia that were up on the trail at Full Heart Knob here, Troutville, not far from where I am now. And I lived all up and down there, and they were there, though, at Full Heart Knob waiting on me. And this was way back then. They said they knew about me. That's why they were there. They told me that I might contact Art Bell, who was the host back then, and maybe he could help me. But I never was able to get in touch with him. I was kept penniless. I was kept, well, anyway. I will need to put that on there because this man actually was speaking what I said, that my father, King Edward VIII, was taken out because he was an honest, ethical man, the real king. This whole thing was a lie about marrying Wallace Simpson, and the abdication was a forced one. He never married Simpson. He married my mom, O'Keefe, which history doesn't tell you about. But anyway, in this, Mr. Hogue on Art Bell program stated